The crisis in Iraq raging on and sparking global concerns about fuel as militants threaten to overtake the nation's largest oil refinery. Since the insurgency began earlier this month, the price of oil has gone up globally by 5%.
But that's not all. Our next guest says policies on the home front are also a serious problem. And with us now is the former CEO of Shell, John Hofmeister. Good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
And obviously the trickle down affects everything else. I mean, our food prices are soaring too, transportation costs for everything. Want to get your take on this. I mean, is it just the uncertainty that's causing this? I mean, because the largest oil fields are actually in the south of Iraq.
Well, there's no shortage in the immediate present. What oil prices, however, do is reflect future concerns. And what we have now going on in Iraq is not only the takeover of much territory by the Islamists, but we also have the evacuation of expats from Iraq who are really responsible for keeping the oil production going in Iraq and for increasing that production. With those expats gone, we could see the oil fields revert to their previous lower level of production, which then becomes a real threat to the price of oil globally. And meanwhile, in this country, we have failed. We have failed for actually the last 14, 15 years to deal with increased oil production domestically. It's not just this administration that's failed the American people, so did the last one. And so we only search for oil on 15% of the offshore areas of this country. We have lowered production in federal lands, and we've reduced permits for production in federal lands by 50% in the last 5 years. So while we know this volatility is out there, we do absolutely nothing at the federal level to try to take care of Americans and protect them from this volatility. It's
so baffling. Without cheap energy, we would not be a rich and powerful country, period. No energy, no civilization. You'd never get the sense from listening to the Obama people that they believe that or know that. If you were president, if you were in charge, what would you do right now?
Well, I would reverse course is really what I would do. Number one, we've had 5.5 years of waiting for a permit for a pipeline to bring 800,000 barrels of oil from Canada to the United States, the Keystone XL. I would reverse the procedure on offshore leasing and open up new lands, new territories, so that we could produce our own oil. I would work I mean, they're taking victory laps now in the White House for the fact that several states have dramatically increased oil production under state laws and private landholder leases. And so it's lacking also the ability to turn natural gas into transportation fuel. That would eliminate imports to this country if we would use natural gas to make ethanol, methanol, compressed natural gas, and stop depending upon these countries that really can't manage themselves, and yet we're dependent upon them for oil.
Energy independence would be the golden ticket for sure. I want to take a look at gas prices, where they are now, and at their highest was back in July of 2008 at $4.11. Today we're at $3.68. You obviously have a unique perspective on this. In the next 30 to 60 days, say, are we going to be experiencing even more pain at the pump?
I think if Iraq continues to melt down, and if the Islamists continue to take more and more territory, it's going to put at risk the southern oil fields in Iraq. If they are at risk, we could see upwards of 50 cents a gallon or more in the next 30 to 60 days, which would put us up at that high record level of oil prices, gasoline prices in this country. And then if it gets worse from there, we could see upwards of $25 a barrel added to the price of oil. That would yield about $1 a gallon on the gasoline price.
Well, that's frightening. John Hofmeister, that's not obviously an idle forecast that's coming from someone who understands this business. And so we appreciate your thoughts on this. Thanks a lot for joining us.
You bet.